Dear citizens of Israel, I am sure that we all want to get to the truth. The truth about the events of October 7th and what preceded them. The document I am holding in my hand includes the answers I gave to the State Comptroller as part of the Comptroller's investigation into the events of October 7th. The meeting took place in my office on December 25th, 2025. For 4 consecutive hours, I answered the pointed questions of the Comptroller and his team. On December 31st, 2025, just 6 days after this meeting, in extraordinary timing, the High Court of Justice suddenly issued an interim and conditional injunction and halted the work of the State Comptroller. I want to emphasize to you, for almost 2 years, the Comptroller worked with complete freedom of action without any interference from the legal system or anyone else. But just 6 days after I submitted this response, the High Court decided to comply with the Attorney General's request to immediately halt the Comptroller's work that was intended to reveal the truth. Is this a coincidence? I am saying a simple thing. You be the judge. Tonight, I am revealing to you, the citizens of Israel, my full response to the State Comptroller. Some of the security-sensitive sections have been blacked out, and authorized officials will be able to review them, and all the binders of documents that I am transferring to the Knesset Intelligence Subcommittee. I must tell you, speaking of the Knesset, when I presented the main point today in the Knesset Foreign Affairs and Security Committee and also in the Cabinet, there was astonishment among many, because they were exposed to countless things that are completely opposite of what they heard in the media in the last 2 years. This document includes transcripts of security discussions and many documents over 12 years, from Operation Protective Edge until the morning of October 7th. The Comptroller also asked me questions, and I answered him. I also referred to my conduct and the decisions I made and my conduct on that day, October 7th. Another thing, if it were not for the intervention of the High Court of Justice that stopped the Comptroller's investigation, all former officials will receive full access to all the materials and documents in the Comptroller's possession, and thus they would have been able to address all the things I present in this document. On the contrary, I want them to address the things. Therefore, it is important now to demand that the High Court immediately revoke the interim order and immediately renew the Comptroller's investigation. Then the ex-officials who appear in the transcripts will be able to be exposed to them and the relevant documents. But let's be clear, the Comptroller's investigation is not a substitute for a commission of inquiry. Therefore, we must promote the establishment of an equal national commission of inquiry, an independent commission that will represent all segments of the people. The High Court will not determine the composition of the commission, nor will the government determine the composition of the commission. The public, through its representatives, will determine the composition of the commission. This will be a democratic and equal commission. Half of its members will be elected by members of the opposition, and the other half by members of the coalition. You cannot whitewash. You cannot hide. Everyone must answer for everything. This is exactly how they acted in the U.S. after the September 11th disaster, and this is exactly how we must act after the October 7th disaster. In the democratic and egalitarian committee that we propose, anyone can ask any question of any official and present any document to them, and I will be the first to appear before the members of the committee and answer everything. My friends, my dears, citizens of Israel, only in this way will we ensure that all information is exposed to the entire public. Only in this way can we reach the truth, and only in this way can we move on to the stage of healing and rehabilitation that we all hope for.